Welcome back to the Vintage Barb Cocktail Kitchen. I'm here today to talk to you briefly about and demonstrate for you what's become my go-to summer 2019 cocktail, and that is classic, traditional French 75, or over there in Paris, as they call it, Sauzanquins. This is a cocktail that goes back to World War I. Rumor has it, it was created in like a New York style bar in Paris, but some people credit it to the Savoy in the 1920s or 30s, but most people credit it to the English soldiers fighting in World War I, where they were just using local ingredients. This one is really simple, you guys, and it's so refreshing, so pleasant, and so flavorful. I gotta tell you about it. This is a gin-based cocktail mixed with champagne if you're feeling particularly fancy, but you can use any sparkling wine. A lot of bars use Prosecco or Cava. Today I have a pretty non-denominational California sparkling wine, but let's keep in mind, guys, when we're making cocktails, if you want something exceptional, you have to use exceptional ingredients. You can't use shit and get a good cocktail, okay? So first and foremost, my starter is what's become the game changer gin for me, and that one is called Koval. This is a local Chicago distillery. Their whiskey's great, their rye is great, their bourbon is fantastic, and yes, kids, you can make bourbon outside of Kentucky.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Right? Has to do with the percentage of corn in the mash bill and how long it's been aged. But it was their dry gin that really changed the game for me. This is the gin that made me realize I don't hate it. Not very junipery, very clean, a lot of citrus. I get a lot of chamomile, and it's very fruity, a little bit floral, but not too perfumey, not too much like licking a Christmas tree, not too much like you just spilled rubbing alcohol all over your bathroom, which is the reason I thought I hated gin. This one is so pretty and clean and special, and we like these folks because it's local. They use mostly organic products, and she is a super cool, very intelligent, gifted distiller and owner. So full 120% full-throated support to Koval Distillery from Chicago. Once again, especially for the dry gin. So when it comes to a French 75, this is your base, and you're gonna pour a healthy amount, okay, into a shaker with a couple of ice cubes. Very simple. Ooh, it smells good, guys. Ooh, I love it. The key to shaking up gin is not to be too vigorous or too like violent, okay? You can take vodka and put it in a shaker with tons of ice cubes and shake it up with all your muscles all day, and it's not really gonna change anything. Vodka's distilled a billion times. It's pretty flavorless, pretty odorless. Gin is very fragile, okay? You don't wanna put it in one of these things and shake it up and agitate it. You wanna shake it very gently. Best thing for gin really is to just stir it gently with ice cubes, but my ice teaspoon is dirty, okay? So deal with it. I'm just gonna kind of shake it real gently here. You're basically just releasing the phenols, you're chilling it down, and yeah, you're releasing a little bit of very cold water into the gin to dilute it. Next up, we've got some fresh lemon. I use a Meyer lemon, preferably. It is a hybrid, okay? This isn't the traditional version. Meyer lemon is really a cross of lemon and a mandarin. So I like it because it has a little more of that orange, that tangerine sort of quality. It's a little more ripe and round. And for me, for this cocktail, it's just right. Traditionally, you want to use fresh lemon, okay? I don't want to upset anybody. So I'm squeezing some fresh lemon juice in here. Theoretically, it's about the juice of 1/4 of a lemon, but you know, this isn't precise. We're not baking a cake. I like it lemony, I like it fragrant. You really get that oil from the skin all over your hands. This is gonna smell at my kitchen for hours. I love it, so exciting. And then, okay, once again, this isn't the traditional recipe. This is my simple take. This is just house-made simple syrup, you guys. Equal parts sugar, water, boil it down, reduce it, done deal. The reason I use simple syrup instead of super fine sugar is because it's easier. It doesn't take time or a lot more shaking to dissolve, okay? So I'm just pouring some simple syrup in there to sweeten it up. And that's that. That's basically the base of this delicious cocktail. Now, going back a step, if you're in a hurry or you're making these for a party or you don't feel like making the simple syrup or you don't have fresh lemons on hand for whatever reason, if you want to do it, you can get like bottled or jarred lemonade. I do still recommend a better quality one. I like simply lemonade here for cocktails because it tastes more authentic. It's not super sugary. It doesn't taste like Kool-Aid. So in a pinch, if you want to just take your gin and this fresh lemonade and shake that up together, it'll do, okay? Let's not be crazy snobs about this.
There's no wrong way to consume alcohol.
We just want a drink that's gonna taste good. So I'm shaking this up. Again, I want to be pretty gentle about it. The idea isn't to shake it up as hard and fast as you can. One way a really smart mixologist told me a few years ago about shaking up especially gin cocktails was it's like a Morocco in a bossanova, okay? It's not like a hard tambourine at Sunday Baptist Church. This is just really gentle. Right? Be gentle with your gin. You guys, it's special. It's fragile. All those botanicals, all that aromatic, you don't need to shake it up. How would you feel if somebody agitated you that much?
George is getting upset!
I've got my base cocktail now here. Again, real simply, this is gin, lemon juice, and sugar. Traditional stem for a French 75 is a champagne flute. I don't use flutes for champagne. I use something with a little bit wider brim. We can talk about that on another champagne episode, but I'm just pouring that into here as my base. I can smell that Meyer lemon. It's so fresh. And if I were to taste this, it would still probably be like dry and a little bit harsh and very citric. Ooh, but it smells real good. And then I'm just gonna finish it off with the sparkling wine. Doesn't that sound pretty? Now, a lot of folks have different takes, different variations on this cocktail. You can add some grenadine. You could use like rosé champagne if you wanted a little more kind of flowery or more berry fruit from the bubbles. You can use Saint Germain elderflower liqueur. You can use a ginger liqueur to spice this up. There's a lot of different components you can add, but this is the really traditional style. And the piece de resistance is fresh lemon peel, okay? Now, those of you that don't know, this isn't just for fancy looks on a cocktail, okay? When I take a lemon and I peel off a piece of the rind, this releases all the oils, okay? Again, I wish you could smell it. So I'm gonna take this rind, I'm gonna just kind of touch the edge of the glass with the outside portion where the oils are. The inside is pith. That's no bueno. The outside is where the like aromatic oils are. I'm just gonna hit the rim of the glass with that so that every sip has this refreshing citrus lift. And then, because it looks so pretty, I'm just gonna throw it on the rim of the glass like so. Check it out. Can you guys see? Can you smell that? I wish you could. This is a French 75. I highly recommend you get into these for the summer months especially. That citrus hits you with such a refreshing lift on the finish. A little bit of sugar takes the edge off of the like harsh, assertive gin, citric acid, bubbles. Everything settles in. It hits you so beautifully here especially, but on the palate, it's like fresh lemonade while you're walking through a garden of white flowers and chamomile, and like taking a bath in nutmeg water. With bubbles. It's a gin bubble bath. That's a French 75. Man, this is so refreshing. It was into the 90s today in Chicago, and I just wanted something light and tangy and citrusy and fresh, and frankly, hearty in alcohol.
Thank you, alcohol.
To take the edge off. And this absolutely hits the spot. As you can see, it's 4 ingredients at most. That is gin, lemon, sugar, and sparkling wine. If you want to keep it simple, you've got gin, lemonade, sparkling wine. Guys, it doesn't get much easier than this for a really delicious cocktail. I'm not giving you like ounce to ounce ratio. This is kind of like making spaghetti sauce. Do it to taste, okay? If you're just easing into the flavors and aromatics of gin, you can go really light on it. Koval is definitely a more pungent, more aromatic style, but I have absolutely fallen in love with it. If you want a more neutral gin, you can look for Tanqueray number 10. You can pick up Nolay, which is very expensive for cocktails, but it is a really clean, very traditional style of London dry gin. This is it for me this summer, you guys. I'm gonna be drinking these all day, every day. And I hope you do too. Cheers.